Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video I'll be taking a look at the Xoopar Powercard. This is a 1300 mAh power bank, known as the slimmest power bank ever at just 5mm thin. You can purchase this for $24.99 from a website called lafab.us. I was sent the mint color to take a look at, but if you're not a fan of this, it is available in 5 other colors. I would also like to thank Xoopar for sending this over to me for review. Ultimately, this is a power bank, so I'm not going to spend too much time with this video, although this is now the 5th take I've had, because the other ones were just over 10 minutes long, which didn't make sense to me. So I'm going to try and keep this a little bit shorter. This is what the packaging looks like. You get some basic information about it. Again, it is a 1300 mAh battery, so it's not that large. And the output power is just 1 amp, so it's not that fast either. But I think given the size of this battery bank, those items are forgivable. You do get this thin faux leather sleeve included. I would recommend using this because this is a fairly thin battery, and even if you do leave this in your pocket, it can bend depending on certain situations. So that's the sleeve. It also comes with this micro USB cable, flat, which I like. And you do get some documentation. One piece is this caution and safety guide. You also get this guide regarding the 1-year warranty, and you also get an instruction manual. This manual does give you some information regarding the charging mechanism. So when it is charging, it says that it will rotate between pink, blue, green, and red LEDs. I haven't seen the pink one. I've noticed only red, green, and blue. When it is fully charged though, it will illuminate green. Now, one thing that this guide is incorrect about, which they'll need their supplier to fix, is regarding the charging indicator. So it says that green represents 0 to 32% remaining, blue is 33 to 65, and red represents 66 to 100. Green and red are actually incorrect. These need to be swapped, which is the first thing I noticed when I first read this. Why would a red light mean that the battery is fully charged? You would think that a red light would mean that the battery is pretty much dead, and that's the actual case when using it. So this little instruction guide needs to be fixed for that. And then we get to the battery bank itself. It has a brushed aluminum texture to it, so it looks and feels premium. We do have some minor Xoopar branding, and we do have a full-size USB Type-A port as well as a micro USB port, which is used for charging the battery itself. And on this side, we get a button that lets you see the charge remaining. So it is a bit low. I actually started this video not too long ago, fully charged, and it's lost quite a bit, and it hasn't really been plugged in that often. So more on that in a bit. You can see that the USB Type-A port isn't as tall as standard Type-A ports. That's because it needs to sit flush to maintain its compact nature. So you can actually lift the top part up so that you can fully plug in a USB Type-A plug, like so. It will kind of snap into place. This is a power bank, so there's not really too much to show beyond this, but of course when you plug in your device, the battery bank will recognize that something is being powered, and then whatever you plugged into it will begin receiving some juice, like so. Anything that charges via USB is compatible with this, so I have a couple of other test devices. I have my Samsung Gear S3 Frontier smartwatch, so I'll plug that into the power bank through the wireless charging cradle. And as you can see, it is charging as it should. Lastly, I do have my Samsung Galaxy S7, plugs right in, and like so, it is charging, albeit slowly. I did run a charging test to sort of record times and how long it would take to charge before the battery itself would run out. So for my Galaxy S7, it went from 13% charge to 50 in 45 minutes. So that's a 37% charge, and given the battery capacity of the S7, it received 1110 milliamp hours, which is 85% the capacity of this battery itself. And that's not too bad, I think, because there are probably electronic components in the battery itself that need to be powered up, which eats some of that battery a little bit. Same for the phone. The screen did come on a couple of times, which prevents the phone from charging as quickly. So I think that's about right. Although when I charged my Gear S3 smartwatch with the battery, I noticed that despite the battery in the watch being less than 350 milliamp hour, the battery bank itself was almost dead by the time the charging was finished, which was about 3 hours after it was plugged in because of how slow these types of watches charge. So it seems like there's maybe a lot of overhead regarding this battery. The longer it needs to charge something, the less it's actually going to charge that device. So it is a little bit disappointing, especially today with this video. I mean, this has been unplugged for maybe half an hour, and it's only been plugged in for brief periods of demonstrations to show that the charging does in fact work, and it's already dead, or at least close to it. So I'm not sure if all of these units are like that. When you do have something plugged into it, ultimately it works, but it seems to lose its charge quickly during standby times. And again, I'm not sure if all of them do that. I would hope not. It looks like a good product. It could definitely be a bit better, I think, but at this current time and at its current price, I don't really think it's something I can safely recommend. I don't feel as though this battery bank is totally reliable. So perhaps they could put out a second batch of these and perhaps have something that's more reliable, that doesn't lose its charge rapidly like this one seems to do. If there are any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave everything down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.